Okay, so now that you guys are in Premiere and you're all set up, we're going to create a title slide. Or a still, new title. We're going to go to default still. We're going to name this intro because this is going to go at the very beginning of your video. And you're going to get a screen that looks like this. It's very much like PowerPoint. So go ahead, click on the text. It should already be there. And I'm just going to name mine. I'm going to hit enter to get to the next line. It'll make your life easier. And then up here, I'm going to center it. Okay. Then over here under transform, I can move around with the X position. I can play around with the Y position. Make sure you guys fool around with those. I'm going to go here now. I'm going to pick a font. Let's say bold. Let's just do regular. That looks okay. But I have all these big spacing, and what you can do is you can play around with the leading. You can play around with the baseline shift here, and then I can go back up, and I'm going to play again with. Okay, I'm going to get it nice and big. I'm going to use that slide pretty well. Alright, now you have to have, just go ahead, play around with that stuff. And then underneath fill is where you're going to find the color. Now I could just click on that and I could change my font and be lovely. Or I can click on this solid and I can get all these kind of gradients. One of my favorites is the 4 color. What you can do is you can double click on them and you can set up different colors. Now yours might be all white when you start, and I don't love this, but for time's sakes we'll do that. You can add a sheen. You can go in there and see what that does. It's kind of pretty, but we also have to throw in a shadow. And shadows, I'm going to make mine white. Again, I just changed the color by clicking on the little box. I'm going to change the opacity up to 100 because I don't want it to be faded out at all. I'm going to change my distance to 0. See how you can kind of see, you can change that and you can change the angles. But I want my distance to be at 0. Excuse me. Because then I like to put a little glow on it by just doing the size. Alright, when I'm all done, I don't even have to save it, and I could change any of this at any time. I'm just going to close the box, and now it appears over here where my files are, and I'm going to click on the little white, I'm going to left click and hold, and I'm just going to drag it down to video 1. And now if I use my mountains, and I can't get to them right now just because of how I have this set up. There we go. Alright, we can spread this out. Okay, look it though. It's not getting, I'm not extending the time. All I'm doing is the same amount of time. It's 0.4 seconds. So this is milliseconds. I'm going to drag that out. Make that a little smaller. Until this reads just about 4 seconds. So this is 4.1 seconds, and that's just fine.